Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to film a video for you today. I got some new products from Macy's. Macy's recently had a big sale for Mother's Day. I don't know if it was a friends and family sale. I believe the code was friends, but I can't remember. I'm not 100%, but I went to get just one thing. I wanted to pick up my Lancome Tint Idol stick. This amazing, best stick in the whole wide world if you need a stick foundation. So I wanted to pick this up, but while I was perusing the makeup, I was excited about makeup. And you know that I have recently gone through sort of like a depressive state. I had a really rough couple of years, and I feel like I'm starting to enjoy some of the things that I used to really enjoy, like coffee and makeup and some of those more trivial things that are hobbies for me, but part of who I am because I've always had them as an interest. And I believe God, for some reason, put that in me because that's how I express myself creatively. So I've been getting excited again about makeup. So you might expect to see more makeup from me coming up. But anyways, I wanted to share with you some products from Tarte because I got several products from Macy's, not all from Tarte, but I got a couple of Tarte things I'm really excited to try, and I haven't used them yet. So I thought that I would use them in this video and show them to you and just chat with you a little bit. It's not like a topic video like I've been doing lately, like how I met my husband or my children's birth stories and that kind of thing. And I love that you guys have been enjoying those videos. So ask me more questions. I'll put it in the community tab too if you have any questions for me. Some of you did have questions pertaining to handbags, but I can't really do a handbag video while I'm putting on makeup. Those are better suited for stories. So I can put on makeup and tell you a story. So I will be Tiffany, and some of you out there who requested handbag videos in my Q&A, you had questions, expect to see those. I'll be filming those soon. But I love the questions because I really love chatting with you while I put on makeup. And if I think of a topic to tell you about, I'll do that because it's like girlfriends talking. I love watching those kinds of videos and I love making these kinds of videos. And what I really love is that you guys comment and share with me. So I feel like we've got this camaraderie going and we're girlfriends putting on our makeup together like we were when we were younger and just talking. I love that so much. So I'm going to share these products with you and I'm just going to jump in and get started. I'm going to start with a foundation that I absolutely love, and I already have it on, so you don't have to sit through me applying it, but I have used this foundation for years, and when I first started my YouTube channel, it was among one of my favorite foundations at the time, and I've used it on and off since then, and it is still a favorite of mine, but sometimes I forget about it, and it gets pushed out, but it doesn't get pushed out while I have a full tube. What happens is I use it up and then I go on to something else and then I kind of just forget about it for a while. And it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay. And this is the 16-hour full coverage foundation. It looks like this, and it does claim to be a full coverage. I think that it could be a medium to full coverage depending on the amount you apply and the amount you blend it. I prefer more of a medium coverage, so I just use less and buff it in, and I feel like I get a good medium coverage, meaning that my freckles still shine through. I can build it up to a full coverage where it almost looks not mask-like, but my skin will just look perfect and it doesn't ever look cakey on me. It is a soft matte finish. So if you don't like matte finishes, this will not be the foundation for you. And a little goes such a long way. So it's in this nice squeezy tube, which I think is really awesome for when you're traveling because it's so easy to stick into a cosmetics pouch and it really doesn't take up any room at all like a bottle of foundation would. And when I squeeze it out on my hand, that's what it looks like. It isn't runny at all. And I got this brush one time when I purchased this foundation on QVC. It came in a kit, the two together, and I am telling you, this is one of the very best foundation brushes I've ever bought. My foundation and the brush together on QVC. If there is still a kit or offer like this on QVC, I will link it down below in the description box, because you need to get your hands on this brush. It's just the perfect amount of softness while still being a little bit dense, so it doesn't sweep your foundation around. It really kind of buffs it, so it doesn't ever leave any streaks or anything like that. And I just pick up like a little bit of foundation. Like I said, I already have it on, but I'm just gonna go over my cheeks a little bit more and build that up to more of a full coverage so that you can see. And it will never gather up in my fine lines and wrinkles, even though I have them and I'm 55 years old. It doesn't gather up during the day in my wrinkles, and it just looks fresh and pretty all day. It is a very easily buildable foundation, but I think any foundation that you kind of cake on is not going to look good. So I think the key is just doing a thin layer, and then if you want to build it up again, do another thin layer. I really don't think anybody would need more foundation than that. If you're trying to cover something like a bruise or some melasma, you could add a little more in those areas. I built it up a little bit, and now I can still see my freckles, but it just looks like there's like a soft blur over it. And even though it's a soft matte finish, it does still seem to have a little bit of a sheen to it. So it's really, really pretty. I would never go as far as to call it radiant, but it definitely has like a little bit of a sheen or a glow that's so pretty. It's one of my favorite foundations, and it has been for years. So I wanted to talk to you about this in case you've never tried it. I just picked up a new palette that I've had my eye on, and I got it at Macy's using a gift card that I had. And Macy's just had a really good Mother's Day sale, and I think the code was Friends. Maybe it was a Friends and Family sale, but I got some really great products, and I'll show them to you. But I got the Tartelette Energy palette, and it looks like this. It comes in this beautiful palette. Like, look at this. It's just like so pretty. If you, as you can see, my nails and the palette, and this is like so me, these colors. I love my pinks and my peachy tones. And this one is a little bit different than the rosy pinky shades in the Tartelette Juicy palette. This one has more mauves and plums. And so this is what it looks like. Their palettes are really nicely packaged. They're really like hardy, I don't know, metal and plastic. They all have big mirrors if you like to use mirrors in your palettes. I never do, but it's got one here, and these are the shades. And like I said, they're all kind of mauve-y and plummy shades, but then you've got some good neutrals here too. I've never used it. I'm gonna use it for the first time with you guys. And I think I am gonna go into the plums. Oh, look at that. So some of these warmer shades are really pretty too. And I love when you have a palette that is like mainly one color story, like plums and mauves for this one. But then they throw in some neutrals to kind of ground the palette, and you can add those to those other shades and transition summer looks to more fall and winter looks. And I really appreciate when palettes have that. And I don't know, I'm intrigued by this color right here. Look at that plum. It's like so deep and beautiful. That would be a perfect like outer edge color. It's a mix of mattes and shimmers. It doesn't look like there's any metallics. And I haven't noticed Tarte having like those crumbly topper shades that are so popular in Natasha Denona palettes. They're really different. They kind of steer away from those kinds of shades that you see in Natasha Denona, Huda Beauty. They're really popular right now, but I like that about Tarte because you can always get a really good makeup look using all the shades included in a palette. They're very usable, where some of those topper crumbly shades, I don't know. Sometimes they're winners and sometimes they're losers, and you just never know. So I have some Natasha Denona mini palettes, and some I absolutely love, and some I'm like, oh, palette is horrible. It's like it's not consistent across the board, where I feel like Tarte is. So I think I'm going to do a quick, simple look. And what I'm going to do is go into this matte shade right here, because I always like to have like a creamy matte shade, and that one doesn't look too pinky and it doesn't look too peachy buttery or warm. So it's like just more of a neutral. And you know what I like to do with these? I like to kind of brighten up the inside here. And it seems to be the thing I always do. So just kind of all like in the inner part of my eye and in the arch of my brow. Do you have a favorite Tarte palette? Have you kind of gotten away from Tarte? Sometimes I've kind of stepped away from Tarte to try other brands like Charlotte Tilbury, Natasha Denona, Huda Beauty, all these new brands. There's so many new brands popping up all the time. And so Tarte has always been a favorite, but I've kind of gotten away from it. And I want to get back into it because it's a very reliable brand and I want to give them my business. Plus it's very clean and cruelty-free, and it always has been, which was at a time where not everybody was like clean and cruelty-free. And when I was really into only using clean products for a while, Tarte was like a go-to for me. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do now is take this kind of matte lilac shade. And as you can see, it's a very light shade, but look at the pigmentation. And you can tell it's very creamy because it's not patchy when I ran my finger through it. I'm just gonna pick up the same brush that I used to use that lighter shade. And I'm taking this through the crease and kind of up and over the brow bone, and I'm gonna build it up. I love my pinks and peaches. Lately, I've been watching, I can't think of her name. Idris is her last name, Pillow Talk Derm on YouTube, and she's a dermatologist. She's a little bit sassy. I love her. She makes me laugh. I watched Dr. Dre for a really long time, and I still do, but this dermatologist is really different than her, and they both give great advice for your skincare and makeup and so on. But I love the way she does her eyeshadow, and she doesn't do a lot of beauty videos like with makeup and stuff. She talks about skincare because she's a dermatologist, but every now and then she'll put on her eyeshadow, and it's always just so simple yet so beautiful. Check her out if you haven't. She does a lot of shorts, and I like to watch her YouTube shorts because I can get in and out. I usually don't watch a lot of shorts because I really like watching channels where I enjoy the personality of the person I'm watching. Like her, I like to watch her longer videos too, don't get me wrong. But I really enjoy watching her her shorts because she gets some good information and gets out. But let me show you what I'm gonna do next. And now I'm gonna take this shade right beneath it, and it's like the same shade, but look at that. And this is what I mean. It is very like shiny, but it's not crumbly like you would find in one of the Natasha Denona topper shades. And it's just super creamy. And I didn't even try this palette yet, but I knew what to expect because Tarte is consistent. I felt like for a while, Tarte, a lot of their shades were looking a lot of golden and bronzy, and a lot of things were looking the same on me, especially with the tiny palettes, like the Flirt palette, those little tiny minis that have 6 tiny pans in them. I kind of gave up on those. I loved them for a long time, but then they started to all kind of look the same. But now I've found that with these larger palettes, I can get really different looks. So I'm happy with them again. Okay, so that's what I've got on, just a little bit. I was kind of sloppy with that. I used my finger and just kind of put it on my mobile lid. Let's see, should I do anything else? I'm gonna build up that lilac shade just a little bit more. But Dr. Idris, I can't think of her first name, Pillow Talk Derm, now I'm picking up that shiny shade with a brush and just kind of tapping it around. If you use a brush, it's a little bit dusty. If you use your finger, it's super creamy. So I would recommend the finger with that creamy shade, that sparkly shade. But her eyeshadows are always pink or lilac or maybe peach. And it looks like she just uses one color all over. Great wing liner. That is it. It's like it has the eyes for winged liner. She looks so much like Lady Gaga, in my opinion. I'm sort of enamored with her, as you can tell. Check her out. I'll link one of her videos below so you can see, but I love her whole eye look that she's got going on. She's got really pretty eyes, the shape of her eyes and her eyelids and all that. So really different eyes than mine, but I still try to emulate her look. Okay, I showed this to you in a recent video and I absolutely love it. Some of you said that you tried the new Tarte tubing mascara. There is a new Tarte tubing mascara in a pink tube. It's the original one. And I've heard mixed reviews about it. People love it and people hate it. Some people say it dries out and it doesn't work well. And so I decided to get the Tartelette XL, and this is also a tubing mascara, which I love because I can cry, I can work out, I can get caught in a mist outside and nothing's gonna run. And so I can really count on it. And it's beautiful. So I'm gonna put 2 coats of this. I've used it in a recent video, so you saw me use it already, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have my mascara on. I just have 1 coat. I was gonna let it dry and then do the second coat. So this is 1 coat. It's so good. And it makes my lashes look really long and it separates them, but it adds a little bit of volume too, which I really like. I believe the original Tarte tubing mascara isn't a super voluminous formula, and I like volume. Okay, now I'm just gonna take the same brush I've been using for everything, and I'm gonna go into this creamy shimmer right here because I think that this is the perfect creamy shimmer for just adding a little bit of sparkle in the arch of your brow, which I like to do, but also picking up on the edge of a brush and just tapping it in here, like the center, like the inside of your eye for that little bit of sparkle there. It's so pretty. And so it is, it's actually really perfect for that. Okay, I'm gonna put on the second coat. And I feel like with this mascara, it is a beautiful mascara right out of the gate. You just need that 1 coat, but if you wanna build it, it will build a little bit. It is claiming to be buildable, but I feel like nothing really changes when you build it. It doesn't add really anything more to it. But because I am a creature of habit and I always like to put 2 coats, I do 2 coats, which might be wasteful. The second coat is very half-hearted. I just kind of, and I don't do the bottom. So it doesn't clump or anything. It's just beautiful. I will definitely repurchase this. I don't know that's my favorite tubing mascara. I have several tubing mascaras that I really love. If you'd like to see what my favorites are, I'd be happy to just kind of briefly make a video telling you about each one, what I love, what I hate, but let me know. This one's really good. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about Tarte. So a favorite product of mine for years from Tarte is their Amazonian Clay 12 or 16 hour blushes. I have had these in so many different colors. I think they discontinued my favorite, which is called Blissful. And it's this one, but I think that they just slightly tweaked the color and changed the name. I'm gonna take it with me to Sephora today and try to do a comparison. So this is what Blissful looks like. They all have they're supposed to be like a matte, but again, like that foundation, there's a little bit of a sheen. Blissful has been a favorite for years. So I'm gonna bring this with me and I'm gonna see if I can find if they've released, because they've released some new shades. And I have a feeling Big Ego might be a new one for this one, but I'll see it and I'll let you know. But I also love Blushing Bride. And that looks like this. You know me and my pinks, you guys. I love my pinks, so beautiful. That's what that one looks like. Again, it's more of a matte, but has looked like it's not a flat matte. And then I have a neutral one called Risque. And this is really pretty when you're just wanting a really neutral look. This one is a little bit warm. I've got a clean finger here. And it's sort of like just kind of peachy neutral. Super pretty when I'm just doing like a really neutral eye look or a really bold eye look, like a smoky eye, and I want something kind of neutral on my cheeks and lips or something nudier. That's why I love this one. And then I have another one called Natural Beauty. And you guys, if you are into that more kind of red blush look that's so popular right now, where you use like a red blush and it just like makes you look like you're slightly sunburned, that really healthy look, this is the one you want. It looks like this. It's not super red, but it definitely appears like that sun-kissed, about to get burned look when you use it. And I love these, and I wanted to show them too because they're favorites. And I do this probably once or twice a year where I'll pull these out and just be like, you guys, if you haven't tried them, try them. If you've tried them once and you didn't like the color you got, try a different one because they're so good. And you just have to find the color and the one that you'll really enjoy the most. But anyways, I did pick up something new, and it's a limited edition thing from Tarte, but I think it's been around for a while. And this is the Tarte Clay Play To Go. And I love these little mini palettes from Tarte. I've had several of them over the years that I've gotten from QVC. Not lately, but I really liked the color of the bronzer. It's a matte, and the shade I don't think is an individual shade that you can get, and it's called Down to Earth. And I thought this is really pretty for people with my complexion, where it's just a little bit off from your complexion, but it gives color to your face like any time of year. It doesn't make you necessarily look bronzed as much as it just makes you look healthy. And then it also has a highlighter in here, and I don't have a Tarte highlighter, and this one's called Morning Light. And it looks like this, and this is more of a golden highlighter, and I think it would be really pretty in the summer months. And then it has a blush that's also very shimmery, and it's called Elements. And this is really different than the blushes I just showed you. This one's very shimmery. I don't know if it's more of a highlighter or a blush. So I don't want to put another blush on beneath it because I want you guys to see how it looks. So I'm going to take this Rare Beauty fluffy brush and use a little bit of the bronzer. I'm just going to brush that, a little bit dusty, nothing crazy. And I'm just gonna do what I typically do, go on the sides of my forehead and see how pretty that is. I knew, this is the first time I'm using it, but I knew when I swatched it that I would really like this. I swatched it in Sephora, but then I purchased it at Macy's. So that's how that looks. And I'll try to see if I can find the best price for it to link it for you guys. I don't know if the Macy's sale is still going on because I got it for a pretty deep discount on the Macy's sale. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm just gonna take the same brush because I just picked up a little bit of that bronzer. And now I'm gonna pick up the blush, or what I'm gonna use as the blush. And see, that's how it looks. Oh, that's really pretty. It's like, just a coral, like a peachy pink, which is good for me because I love peaches and I love pinks. And sometimes having the best of both worlds is great because it'll match when I'm using peachy shades on my eyes or pinky shades on my eyes. And this is also like the Amazonian clay, so the formula is very long wearing. And that's the other thing I can say about Tarte is that the products are very long wearing. And when I was first really delving into clean beauty, before I went like a couple of years using only clean beauty products, there's so many brands out right now and they're all really good. It's totally taken over Sephora and Ulta. But when I first started several years back, it was hard to find a brand that had a lot of longevity. Like I would use a lot of Pacifica, which is kind of like your drugstore beauty. And I love Pacifica products, but they're not super long wearing. Their makeup products are not. They would kind of disappear on you as the day went on. So that's really pretty. I like a lot of blush, so I'm building it. What else did I use? Oh, Mineral Fusion was like a go-to because I could always count on them for really long wearing products. Does anybody still use Mineral Fusion? I still have a lot of their products. I love that brand. You can get it at Whole Foods and Fruitful Yield or Sprouts, those kinds of places. And it's a good brand and the products are long wearing. They're a little bit pricey. That's sort of like the luxury end of, well, no more pricey than Tarte or brands that you'd find at Sephora and Ulta. Now I'm gonna go in with the highlighter. I'm gonna use my favorite highlighter brush, and it's the Anastasia I think it's A23, and just pick up a little bit of that. And I'm already pretty glowy, but why not? I'll just be a little bit luminous today. In the summer, I really like, even in the winter, when you feel like your skin's looking dull, it's nice to have that little bit of glow, right? It doesn't have glitter in it, but it has a little bit of a glow to it, a sheen. really pretty with the other products in this palette. I would really recommend it. I do have another palette, a face palette similar to this, and it's the Anastasia Italian Summer palette, and I like that one too, but the blush, which I love, is a melon color, and it's a matte. And the bronzer in that one, I believe, is a matte, and then you also have a highlighter, and I really like that product as well. This one's really pretty too, though, and it's different. The color of the blush is really different, and it's a glowier product. So yeah, I'm really happy I picked this up. So I got that. Got my new eyeshadow palette. You all saw the mascara in action, and I did pick up a couple of other products from Macy's because the sale was so good. I hope it's still going on. I have a feeling it might not be, but they always have sales. So I did pick up another Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Stick. Because I have been loving it. Ever since I did my Lancome video where I used my liquid foundation, I've been using this one, and I'm getting down to the end of it. And it's such a good product. It's so long wearing. I can work out in it. This is the easiest foundation I have in my collection because you just kind of draw on yourself, blend it all in. It's easy to build. It's great for mature skin, like a lot of Lancome products are. And I just love it. And I might do a YouTube short demoing this because some of you asked me to in the comments for that last video. Or I'll just come on and do a really short video because I also wanted to show you some free products I got. I got 2 free products, and I got the same product because I thought I really wanted to try this because the reviews are really good, and it's a luxury product. So I got 2 from Macy's. And this is the YSL Lash Clash Mascara. I have 2 here, and I was pretty impressed with the size of the box. I haven't taken it out of the box, but look. This is what it looks like. It's like a really good size. Look at the brush. The reviews are really good. It's not a tubing mascara, but it does claim to not smudge, and the reviews said that it doesn't smudge, but I'm afraid to wear it when I work out because I'm afraid I'll get sweaty and my mascara will run, and that will be catastrophic. So I'm not going to use it for that. But I thought I could do another video quickly demoing this. There's a lot of videos out there, but I'm 55 years old and it's a favorite of mine. So I thought I would show you how I like to use it to get the best results. And I thought I would try this and give you a first impression, and then maybe come back later in the day and show you how both of these products look at the end of a day. So look for that. I might do it this weekend. So I'll have another quick video up. And that video might even come up before I've answered all the comments on this one. Usually I like to answer all the comments on one video and then put a new one up because I really like interacting with you guys. And I feel like if I put up another video, the comments from the last one get kind of lost in the shuffle. So I'm sorry if that's ever happened to you, but I promise you that I've read them. I need to just start hearting them first and let you know I read them, and then go back and answer them. And I don't do that because I'm always afraid if I heart it, you'll think that I'm not going to comment back. But I am. So keep that in mind. So that is like the new products I got. I haven't been wearing face powder very much. I feel like it's just because I'm getting older and I don't really need it. My face isn't that oily. But I really do like wearing a face powder. I really like the Laura Mercier the best. And I wanted to use the Pillow Talk Fair lipstick that I just got. I love it, you guys. If you are on the fence about the Pillow Talk Fair and you have my complexion, definitely try it. It's definitely softer and pinkier than the regular Pillow Talk, which pulls orange on me, and I don't like that. So I love the Pillow Talk Fair. It's downstairs in my purse. So I'm going to try something new that I also picked up at Macy's. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys that I shared my Mars lipstick with you in my last Lancome video, if you saw that one. And I was using Mars from Lancome, and I tried it on, and so many of you were like, that's so pretty, I want to get it, I want to get it. And then when you looked for it, you couldn't find it. That is because they changed the name. It's now called Creme de Marron, M-A-R-R-O-N, I believe. I'll link it below, but it is the exact color. And if you go into Ulta, they have Mars sitting there. And then when you look at the packages behind it, it's Creme de Marron. And so I opened the box and looked, and it's exactly the same. So I asked the Lancome representative who was there, and she's like, yes, they just changed the name. The color is exactly the same. So pretty. You guys will all love this. I mean, especially if you have my coloring. Best lipstick ever. But I wanted to try one of the new matte lipsticks from Lancome. And I decided to try one. I looked at it in person and then I ordered it from the Macy's sale. And this is called a Self-Revealing 300. And this is the La Absolute Rouge Into Matte lipstick. And it comes in our typical packaging, but look how pretty that is. And you just push on the top, pops out the bottom, really pretty for in your purse. And this is what it looks like. And it is a matte. And what I've been doing is just applying this. And it's weird because it's a matte, but it's super creamy on your lips. It's really cushiony. So it feels very soft and silky. It doesn't dry down and feel dry. And it doesn't dry out my lips. And I've been using this several days since I got it. And so this is it on its own. But I tried it also with a lip liner. And I'm going to do that for you to show you. So I've been trying it with my Charlotte Tilbury. And this is Walk of No Shame. And it looks like this. And it's really creamy. And I've been liking going over the lipstick after it's on instead of under it. And just doing the Cupid's bow, like emphasizing that, and then right here. But not going around my whole mouth. And I've been really enjoying that, and it's really pretty. And sometimes when I wear mattes, I want to use a little gloss over them because they, like, especially like some drugstore ones that look really beautiful, and I'm not dissing them, but sometimes I feel like they dry down and then you can't feel them on your lips and it feels like there's nothing on your lips, and then I need something to feel cushiony, so I add a little gloss or something. But this feels so good that I don't need to add a gloss or anything. So these are the new products that I just got. I got the lipstick because I wanted to try it out. I picked up the new foundation stick, which I know I love. I've been through so many of these, and watch out for the demo for that. I'll try to film it this weekend, and I'll try that new mascara that I've never tried before so we can see what that's like. And then I got the two Tarte products, the Tartelette Energy palette. It's so pretty. I think I'm gonna really enjoy this palette. It's like right up my street. It's all the colors that I like. So if you're like me and you really like these pinky plummy shades, and also some like kind of mysterious deeper shades that are in here that kind of ground the palette, like even this purple, oh my gosh. This like in the outer corner, dabbing that on there. I'll come on here with my, I'll do that and I'll show it to you. I won't do a get ready with me. I'll do what I've done and then just add that to show you. I bet that would be a really pretty cut crease as well. So that's what I'll do. But yeah, so far I love everything I've tried. I've been really excited about makeup again, and I'm excited about that because I'm excited again about things that I used to be excited about before I got like majorly depressed. And I feel like it's a light at the end of the tunnel and I'm coming out of it. So I think that's a really good sign. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed seeing the little demo of what I just got and talking about the products I love, particularly from Tarte. And I'll link the products below. Like I said, I'll try to find the QVC if it's got the brush offer. If it doesn't, I'll notate that. But I'll try to find some good prices for you guys because I think the Macy's sale ended. But maybe Dillard's or some other department stores, because that sale was incredible. It was better than the Sephora sale, the discount I got on these products. So I felt like I had to do it. And plus I had a gift card. So thank you for spending some time with me. Let me know what you're planning on doing this weekend, if you have any weekend plans. I have to film the intro of this, so I'll stop yakking here and I'll do that. So I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.